Hi, I'm Mrs. Savell from RJW Elementary. I have a mini lesson on solving a word problem with multi-steps, and we're going to use different steps. Here's our word problem. The 21 students in Mrs. Savell's class each collected 14 cans of food for a food drive. The 19 students in Mrs. Linky's class each collected 12 cans. How many more cans of food were collected by Mrs. Savell's class than Mrs. Linky's class? Of course, Mrs. Savell's class collected more. Just kidding. So we have first step, 21 students in Mrs. Savell's class, each, that's an important word, collected 14 cans. So picture each student holding 14 cans of food. We're going to multiply. 21 times 14. We will use the standard algorithm this time. 21 times 14. First we do 21 times 4. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Then we X out the number in the ones place, and down here we put a 0. Now we do 21 times 1. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. Now we add these two partial products up. 4, 9, 2. So our first step is, the answer is 294. That's the first step. Now we have to find out how many total cans Mrs. Linky's class collected. There are 19 students and they each collected 12. Remember, that's important, that word each. We picture all of the 19 students holding 12 cans. We're going to be multiplying again. 19 times 12. Standard algorithm. 19 times 2, 9 times 2 is 18. We put our 1 up here. We're going to add that. 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. We're done with this. Now we have to cross off the ones place number, which is the 2, and put a 0 down here. Now we're doing 19 times 1. 9 times 1 is 9. 1 times 1 is 1. Now we're adding those two partial products, and we get 8, 12, 2. 228 is our answer to this second step. The third step, how many more cans of food were collected by Mrs. Savell's class than Mrs. Linky's class? How many more? Every time you see a phrase that says how many more, almost every time you're going to subtract. So we're going to use 294, subtract 228. Always make sure you put the greater number on top. When you're subtracting, we have to regroup. That's a 0. So our answer is 66. We think that's our final answer. I'm going to go back and look at my question to make sure that makes sense. That's a reasonable answer. How many more cans of food were collected by this class than this class? 66 cans. That makes sense. Math is so cool.